Good afternoon, everybody. Gary Harris along with Rodney Orr from TiderInsider.com. We had so many responses to our fall camp updates, and even though fall camp is over, you had a lot of your folks on your board ask for a game week report. Nick Saban holding his first weekly press conference this afternoon. Of course, everybody was waiting to hear, Rodney, whether or not a starting quarterback would be named, and the ones that wanted one to be named were disappointed. Coach Saban saying really business as usual. Both are going to continue to split reps. They're going to monitor the situation. Somebody's got to start the game on Saturday against West Virginia, but Coach not giving us any hints on who that might be.
Well, I mean, this is the day everyone waited for, the release of the depth chart and the news that who would be the starting quarterback was expected, but it didn't come. And, you know, Gary, I think that, Coach Saban certainly did give an indication, though, of who's leading with commenting that Blake Sims has been in the system longer. He feels more comfortable. The offense is in a rhythm when he's in there. So I think that certainly gives us an indication of where this thing is heading towards Saturday. But at the same time, I think the competition will continue.
He was asked specifically if both would play, and he said right now he didn't know.
Yeah, that was interesting because there's been a lot of speculation, and I've certainly thought all along that both guys would have a role, especially in the first game, no matter who was named the starter. But, at this time he hasn't committed to that. I still believe, though, Gary, that probably we'll see both guys.
A depth chart was released, as Coach said, that's for media purposes only. As he pointed out, there's so many different personnel packages in this day and age that a depth chart's even, it's hard to go by. But anything that stands out there that you noticed, any surprises on the depth chart?
Well, I don't think there's really necessarily any surprises. I think, when you look at the offensive line, Shank Taylor still considered the number one right guard. That kind of is the way things started in camp. So he's held on to that for now. But Leon Brown coming back, I think certainly he'll push for some time there and maybe take that role over at some point possibly, or at least will continue to compete for that. You look at left tackle, Dominic Jackson now working at that spot because he's back and he'll continue to compete with Cameron Robinson. I think, you have a true freshman starting at left tackle. Coach Saban commented that he can't ever recall having a true freshman start his first game at left tackle for him. So I think that's going to be an interesting spot to watch the offensive line as a whole.
He was asked about West Virginia's offense. He said, they try to put you in some tough spots with tempo, so many different formations. Clearly you have to be, you got to be sound defensively in the fundamentals when you play against this team.
Yep. He also talked about the importance of one way to negate what they do a little bit is control the football, run the football, set the tempo. So you control the clock and keep their offense off the field. That kind of gives your defense some rest, keeps them off the field. But at the same time, Gary, when you look at this Alabama defense, they're much more athletic this year, especially up front. They've got more guys to rotate in. There are some questions at inside linebacker, but Reuben Foster and Reggie Ragland, Sean Dion Hamilton, all kind of stepping it up along with Trey DePriest inside. And, we think that, or at least Coach Saban thinks that with the emergence of Bradley Sylvie and, Cyrus Jones at the corners in terms of their experience and having more confidence, knowledge, understanding, as he put it, of the game and what they're supposed to do, I think that's certainly going to help. So it looks like the defense has a chance to be really, really good.
A lot of questions will be answered this Saturday when Alabama kicks it off against West Virginia, 2:30 Central Time in the Georgia Dome in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game in Atlanta. And we may have to wait until then to see who the starting quarterback is for Alabama. For more Alabama football updates, of course, just continue to turn to TiderInsider.com.